Good morning and welcome back to Jodi Lewis Creations. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for joining me today. Yes, I still have an avalanche I have not cleaned up. That's all right. I want to do this page and then I will take some time to clean up because I have to gather my thoughts. So my thoughts are this. I was in my Facebook group the other day and one of the gals has not been crafting in like a really long time, like crazy long time. And she was working on some pieces and I was so excited to see her working again. And I was like, oh yeah, send me a text that says blah blah, because what she was doing. And so then my friend who actually got my steampunk journal, she said, do you want an actual picture of what you did? And I said yes. So I hear you. Chloe is on a tear this morning, you guys, on a tear. She's funny. I can't get anything done because, well, neither of us can because we keep playing with the cat. Anyway, so what I was thinking of is like some little file folder pieces here. And, hang on. Oh my goodness. Anyway, she's hiding around the corner this morning and we keep going after each other and it's just funny. She's just a joy. She is just a joy. Anyway, so rather than adding the bulk of actually having this cardstock as double pieces in here, because that's going to add a lot of bulk to this page, I think what I'm going to do is cut them in such a way that I can miter it and still have it as a flip down, but then I'll use a lighter weight paper for in between. Hopefully this works out. I did measure and I have little pencil marks on here, and approximately 3 5/8 is dividing the 11-inch paper in thirds. Hopefully I've done my math right because that's the measurement I'm going with. And then on top of that 3 5/8, I'm going to add a 1/2 inch to allow for our miter, and I may reduce that to 1/4, just that way our space for whatever I put in here for like writing space isn't so reduced by that 1/4 inch, because I mean that's 3/4 of an inch over the course of the page. That's not that bad, but each of these as a flip down will also be journaling space. Hopefully that makes sense. So what I want to do is cut this at, I really like this. I wonder if I can get enough out of just one, because I love this paper and I haven't used it yet. And that would be fun if it's all one paper. Oh, you're gonna crash. Okay, so 6 1/2 width wise. Okay, 6 1/2 this way. And then if I say 3 5/8, Mark said 4 1/8 would give me the 1/2 inch that I want. I'm gonna do it. 4 1/8. Oh, that would be cute on a page somewhere. Pocket something. Okay, and then this spoon, if I go 6 1/2, I am gonna be able to get another one. Yay. And then 4 1/8. Oh, not 1/4, 1/8, Jodi. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna score these. Let me set this aside for a second so I don't damage it. I'm gonna score these. So valleys make mountains, so I do want to score this side. I just cut that up and I just thought of something. I need to see how much that's gonna actually take off of the top of that. So let me see here. I think I want to do, am I doing that wrong? I better do this on a scrap. It's been a while since I've used this. Let's see. Side tabs in the corner rounder. No. Hang on. Let me play with this for a second. Okay, I remember how to use it now. It's been a while since I've used it, but then when I cut my strip off, I thought, oh no, is this gonna work out with the measurements that I had made? So before I cut the tabs on all of these, I do want to make sure that this is gonna line up like I was thinking. And I'm not worried about this white space here because again, we're going to do something with that background. And I have an idea, but, oops, I have an idea, but I'm not there yet. But I think that's going to be cute. I was going to use 3 different papers, but because I was able to cut these out of one, I like all the different presents on there, the different colors and the pattern. So I think it's going to be fine. So since this tab is to the left here, I want this one in the middle and this one to the right. So this one I can do first. So I'm going to flip that upside down and punch it. So now my edge is on that right side, okay? And then pull this little doodad out of here. And then I'm lining this up with my large tab measurement. And I'm gonna punch that. Okay, so that gives me my tab. Hopefully you can see that. It's kind of cloudy this morning, and so the lighting isn't great. I do apologize if it makes it difficult to see. And then you have this little like blade tip on here, and you don't have to use this. I am because it's here. Make sure this is snug up against this ridge on your punch board, and then just come across slowly. You don't want to be going super fast and then that gives at that breaking point, because then you can cut your tab and you don't want to do that. Okay, so now we have that one, and that blade, is that blade getting dull? I'll just clean that up a little bit. If your blade gets dull, then you can do this on your trimmer too, or just with a knife or a pair of scissors if you can cut a straight line. We all know I can't, so okay. And then I want to do my center. So this says center tabs here. So, and it's got 4, 5, 6, and 7 here, but my page is like 6.5. So 6. I don't know what these little marks are here, but let's just say right in the middle of the 6 and 7 there. I mean, that's about as good as I'm going to be able to get. For 6.5, I think. I'm just going to go with it, right? And then measure it up over here on my large tab and hope this is in the middle. Okay, pretty darn close, I would say. I think it's slightly off this way, but I can't do anything about it now because it's punched. All right, then let's come over here and do my hickey in here. My technical term, my trimmer blade, I guess I should probably. Okay, and then I have that firm up against the edge here, not to where my paper is like bending up, but just snug so that it's straight, and then just come across gently and you'll feel it give. Okay, make sure you pull your blade up. Don't keep going across there, because again, you'll cut your tab off. You certainly don't want to do that. And it definitely is, you can feel it kind of give. Okay, so now we have our center tab, and that is off center. Ratzel fratzel. Well, I really can't do anything about it unless I cut a different center piece, but I really wanted to use these. But I don't think I'm going to tolerate that very well. See what it looks like on the page, but I can already tell you I'm not going to like it. It would be one thing if I had, you know, done them all a little wonky, but I didn't, and that's not gonna look right because it's definitely not centered. Okay. Well, okay. Oh, I should have done that a little bit taller too, to overlap. Okay, so I've cut a different piece of paper and I have marked my center point in the back. And then what I did was I lined up my mistake and then scooted it over to kind of see, and I see I'm about 1/8 of an inch off, just over 1/8 of an inch actually, but that's okay. So then what I did was I said, okay, I know where I lined this up on my punch board. So I put my tab in, okay, and have it lined up so I can see where I was here on to know where I punched it, right? And so now what I want to do is, now what I want to do is just scoot my new piece over a little bit. Oops. Okay, so I can see, I hope I'm explaining this and you understand what I'm saying. So I lined this up so I know that my tab was too far to the right by about a little bit of an eighth of an inch or so. And this is 6.5, and this does have these little marks at the top. So if I say, okay, 6.5 is lining it up like with that line there. It's on this 7-inch large, but this isn't 7 inches, it's 6.5 inches. So I'm just kind of dumbfounded here. I really am. I'm just flabbergasted on this. I've been able to do these in the center many times. And I lined this up to be like right in the middle here. I'm just going to have to go for it. And I'm going to put it on this line that appears to be right in between the 6 and 7 mark. I mean, this ruler's too big for me to really... Excuse me. I mean, that looks like it's about 1/2 of an inch. So it looks like that's like right in the middle. We're going for it. If this one's a fail, then we've got to use one of them. I'm not going to cut another piece of paper like this. And no. Oh my gosh. Okay. I took a couple deep breaths and decided I'm going to give this one more chance. And I'm telling myself, well, at least these will be journaling cards. I didn't totally waste the paper. So I'm going to go a different route. I'm not cutting my paper to 6.5 inches yet. So I'm going to make sure I'm wide enough that I can put a center mark on this darn thing. And I am sharing this with you because I know I'm not the only person out there that is having difficulty and gets frustrated, and I know that most people edit it out, but I tell you guys, try to be real with you. I even broke out the instructions. I think it's because it's 6.5. It's a 1/2 inch marker on here, and I just can't determine where the 1/2 inch line is on that punch board. So if you guys have any tips for me, be greatly appreciated. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of see where the center of this tab is, and it appears that the tab is about 2.5 inches, so that means 1 1/4. Okay, so then I'm gonna sneeze. Well, that was a doozy. Good thing I paused you. Oh, okay, center of my tab. Okay, and then 6.5, so 3 1/4. Yeah, so make sure I'm centered. I'm all nervous now. I am truly very nervous now. Okay. 6.5 here and the end here. Oh, I really hope this works. Okay. This is not supposed to be this difficult. I can assure you of that. This is craziness. Okay, and then I will have to erase my little lines because, of course, we don't want to see those on the inside of our folder. Yeah? Well, since I have the trim board out here, I'll just show you. Just line up your little marks with your your thingy, and then you can cut your tab. Now that looks like it's in the middle. Yay! Not the paper that I wanted to use, but get what we get, don't we? Okay, and then 6, oh, what am I doing? 4 and an 1/8. Better mark that with a pencil as well. Where did I toss my ruler? Okay. So from the top of my tab here, I want 4 and an 1/8 because that's the depth that I'm cutting these. Excuse me for my sniffles. I do apologize. That sneeze came from the other side of the country, I think. Goodness. Okay, there's that. I hope this comes out like I want it to after all this effort. I'm telling you. All right, move our paper again. And let's go. Where did my... Just use a different one. My friend keeps telling me I need to buy like a whole case of bone folders. I think she may be right because I lost the one that goes in the scoreboard in the mess on my desk. All right. 3 5/8. Put it away, Jodi. I said I even try to put it back in my cup when I'm done using it, or put it back where it belongs when I'm done using it, because miraculously they disappear on the table. Oh, I'll find it in a minute. I said to myself, I'm going to do this page because I knew it was going to make some scraps and messes, and then I would clean up. I have to go clean at my in-laws today, which I never enjoy doing, but somebody's got to do it. I did ask her the other day, I'm like, what are you going to do this winter when I'm gone? Like, somebody's got to come and clean for you. I said, you cannot go an entire season again with nobody cleaning. And last year, they had a lady that was cleaning for them, but she had a medical issue, so she could no longer clean for them. And then they went all winter. I we came back from our trip, and I'm like, what the heck, people? So I was like, I guess I'll do it. And Mark told him the other day, he's like, Jodi doesn't really like to clean house. I'm like, you did not tell them that. He goes, yes, I did. I'm like, oh. I said, I hope you said it in context of, you know, I wouldn't be doing this for anybody else. And he goes, well, it's kind of what I said. And I'm like, oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. Dude, like, seriously? All right. I am so sorry about the sniffles. I'm telling you, that sneeze was, woof, it was rough. Okay. Although this is not what I had intended with the design, I think that in the middle is fine. I'm going to stick with it. Let me miter these corners. I'm going to stencil the insides of our folders here. That's like not even, is it? It's all right. It's okay. It's fine. It just kind of helps reduce bulk, and then you're not going to see it from the underside. Okay, and then, so we want to stencil the inside of these. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to glue these in position, and then we'll come back and fill it in with our wood grain piece and maybe a polka dot piece too. I don't know, because I have this scrap here. I'm trying to use scraps, but I want to use something that is more neutral and plain, so it creates journaling space there. So these are going to flip down. Oh, you know what would be super cute? That's too much bulk, though, is if they just were like 1, 2, 3 Can I do that? I don't think I can do that with the bulk because this paper is so thick. However, with lighter weight paper, that would be really fun. Okay. Oh, would be really fun with one of the digitals. Maybe we'll do that on another page. Stick with the plan. Stick with the plan. Okay, so they're glued on. You guys, I re-inked my ink pad and it still hasn't soaked in. I have no idea. I didn't put that much ink on it. I gotta throw this dauber away because it is just saturated. You can see, I mean, it's a hot mess. Good thing I was planning on covering that page. Okay, so what you want to do if you're going to do something like this is make sure that where you have your marks, to know where to align your flip outs, make sure your marks are good and visible because I kind of knew where mine were, but it would have been easier if I had just marked them a little better. And then I'm thinking hindsight, I should have done my backing papers first, even though I wanted to cover this, but I'm hoping I can get it snugged up in there and not see that white space. We'll see. We'll see. So what I want to do now is cut a 6.5 inch strip off of this paper and hope like crazy I'm gonna get this right, because I have actually not done this before. This is on the fly, and this is different than what I did in the steampunk journal, and it's different because I didn't want the bulk of all of the papers in this, where in the steampunk journal it was like one of the first things that I had created, so I just kind of worked around it. It didn't really matter. So then my gap in here, it should be like 3 5/8, but I might cut it like a 1/16 of an inch short, but let's see, don't fall down, cord. Okay, so yeah, so I think if I cut it a 1/16 of an inch past 3 1/2, that will snug into our fold. And I'll have to measure each one because I want to make sure that each one is going to fit in there properly. So what did I say? A 1/16 of an inch past. So let's try it and see if it's going to fit before I ink it and all of that. It's not going to. So what I'm trying to do is like, I want it to be tight to that, so I do need to cut just a little bit more off, because that's going to impede our fold. And I need a new blade because it's going to tear it. Okay. Boy, it doesn't like taking such a little bit off, that's for sure. So it's just going to be working with each individual fold to make sure that fits. But I think that's actually going to end up being cute. And I was going to use art glitter glue on this, but I think I'm going to use 3-in-1 because 3-in-1 is actually going to give me a little bit of play. So let's see. I don't know what to do about my oxide pad. I'm super frustrated with that. I guess, oops, I don't know. Does anybody have any suggestions for that? Because I don't know what to do with it. How to fix it. Did I ruin my pad? I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said, I have never re-inked a pad before. That was my first time to do it. So I'm just like, what did I do? I guess I'll go onto one of the junk journaling groups and ask for help. And my one friend, she says, just leave it overnight. It'll soak in. And after I had already put ink on it, she's like, if you have any glycerin, put some glycerin on it before you put your ink on it. And I'm like, well, too late now. Guess I should have asked before I did it. And, but she's like, it should be okay. Just, let it sit overnight. I'm like, oh, okay, sure. I'll do that. And still a big mess this morning. And it's been I don't know. When did I do it? A couple days ago I did it. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to like that. I think that's going to be fun. Yeah, I think I like it. I wish I would have thought to put like a string or something underneath this bottom one. So then, and then this top one, so we could like tie it. But I didn't. It'll be okay. Okay, so I'm just going to continue and finish the other two. And then I'll come back and show you what it's like when it's done. Goodness gracious, it's 10 o'clock and I'm still in here messing with this thing. Okay, I have an idea. I haven't glued this top one because I was thinking if I put a piece of ribbon under this one, then I can come down here and put like, I don't know, a word or a phrase on this bottom piece and put the ribbon under there. Then this will still fold down, but I'll have my ribbon that can tie from there to there. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So I was going to try to work that out. This is a piece of ribbon that was in the stuff that Lisa sent, and it's really cute. So I think if I go, oops, underneath that piece and bring it down, and then have the other end of it come up out of a bottom piece, and then we can tie it in the middle. And then that'll tie that shut and just be kind of a cute piece. If this ribbon is stable and strong enough. So I actually know there is more ribbon somewhere on this table. Or did I move it? Okay. So let me find my ribbon and work this out in my head. And then once I come back and have it worked out with what I'm going to use, because this is really pretty. Oh, it actually doesn't give that much. I think it would work. I mean, I do think it would work for a tie. And the sparkle would tie into what we've got going on. I think I'm going to do it. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to make sure, because this has two sides. One side is more shiny than the other. So make sure that I have this in such a way that when it's flipped down, it is right side up, okay? And then same thing from the bottom. This is going to be two different pieces that are getting glued on here. And then I'm going to leave my tails long enough that we can tie a bow and have it. So, for example, let's do the center here. And I want to do the center of my file folders, not necessarily the center of the actual page itself, because we do have this edge over here, and I'm thinking I might just run a piece of ribbon along there to embellish that edge. I think that would be cute. So let's go like this and mark our center, and we're at 6.5, so 3 1/4. Helps if you've got lead out. 3 1/4. Okay. And then I'm just going to put some glue there. Doesn't have to be a lot, but because this, when I glue this backing down too, it's also going to hold it. So I just really need enough right now to keep it in place. And then again, make sure, so this is going to be the right side facing down. And the reason it's going to be the right side facing down is now when it comes over the top of this, it'll be the right side facing up. Hopefully that makes sense for you. I'm bending my little tabs because they do overlap a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna get this glued on, and I'll figure out what I'm gonna put on the bottom piece to put the ribbon under on the bottom, and then I'll come back. Oh, it's 10:30 now. This is why I never get anything accomplished, you guys. Okay, so, but we're tied. And it's not super strong and stable. However, I mean, that's not what I mean. It's fine. It's going to hold. This is still wet, so I didn't tie this super tight. I don't want to damage my page. However, I actually am very happy with how it came out. So what I did on the bottom here is cut out a word phrase, backed it with a little piece of paper, put some cheesecloth behind it, and then glued this in the middle. And then when I placed that down, I actually had my ruler here, and I used 3-in-1 on this to allow me time to shift it. So that ribbon is pretty much in the middle of my paper there. So now, when we put this in our book, I gotta go start making lunch because I have to leave soon to go clean, and I don't want to go clean today. You ever have days when you're just like, I don't want to do what I'm supposed to be doing today? Okay, put that on there, put this back in our page. Okay. Yeah, and then, oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. It looks really, I didn't even think about what it was going to be up against. So I'm really glad that I chose the papers that I chose because I think it looks really good. So while this may have seemed like a big hot mess video, I do apologize. I'm going to let this dry, and then we can tie it a little bit tighter, but we actually don't have to because, I mean, it's in there, and it keeps it, you know, when you're flipping your page, you know, we can flip, 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 and they're not going to flop open. So that just holds them just enough to keep them from flopping open. And then you're like, oh, I'm in a journaling mood. I want to journal. So now you have all this really cool space that you can journal. I just said I was not going to untie that, didn't I? But look what I did anyway. That's okay. Again, I'm trying to be gentle because I know that bottom glue is not dry yet. So, okay. Super cute. And that's that ribbon Lisa gave me. It's a good use for it. All right. Sweet. Okay. So let me see how long this video is because I feel like it's 5 hours, but I really don't know. I mean, it's been I've worked on this one page has taken me every bit of 2 hours. We're at 31 minutes, so I think that I'll just go ahead and end this video here. Like I said, I have to go do lunch and stuff. Get this uploaded. Yesterday when I was uploading the videos for the 22nd and the 24th, I was kind of looking at the days for the end of the month, how many days we have left. So this video will be for the 26th. So that gives me the 28th, 30th, and then the 31st will be the final flip through. So I do have to really buckle down and get this finished. So I'll be hinging pages in, what I've been doing, like how I chose this page for this particular project was I was like, oh, white space. I need to get rid of that white space. Oh, I was gonna put that red ribbon down the side, wasn't I? Let me do that. So anyway, that's how I chose like this particular page for what I was doing was just looking for white space. And that's just kind of what I'm going to have to do from here on out is just look for a page that looks like it needs something, get that something taken care of. I can't see which side's which on this. I don't know if this one matters. Yeah, it goes like this. See what it needs because I know I still need a lot of journaling cards and tags and pockets. And of course, I'll be sharing some of that process. But I don't know that I'll be sharing. Oh, you know what I should do? Let me put this on the ribbon itself. That's going to make my life easier. To try to get the pages done because I do have to finish this journal in the month of July. I also am going to be listing the curated Christmas kits. I will get those put up in my Etsy tomorrow, so by the time this airs, they should be actually listed in my Etsy. And also, I'm going to try to review all of my Etsy listings, see what I have in the shop, and see what I have that I can add for more, to have more listings. I know I have some library card pockets. I'm going to be making some kits of those. Actually, my friend is helping me. She does an amazing job with packaging. So she's created some packaging for me for those library card pockets. So we'll have some library card pockets listed in the Etsy shop. I already have like flashcards and stuff in there. I have napkins listed in there. I do need to review the napkin listing, see what else I have added to my napkin collection because not everything I own for napkins is in there. And obviously, I mean, I'm not going to use all the napkins I own in my lifetime. But, I mean, I'm hoping that this journal shows you all the different ways that you can use them and how much fun they are to work with and just how versatile they are. I mean, honestly, they're just so versatile. So, those things are going to be happening. I don't know what my next journal is going to be. I do know that I wanted to do a... I want to make a Tim Holtz journal, and I don't mean, let me reword that, let me rephrase that. I want to make a journal out of my Tim Holtz papers that are going to be kind of grungy and eclectic and just really fun and things, you know, doing the things in it that make my heart happy, like with mixed media stuff and some experiments and things of that nature. But I do also have to work on my Christmas swap journal. And I may work on some pieces. I mean, the theme is the theme, and we had 3 choices, and they're all in line with one another. I think I told you, vaudeville, burlesque, and pinup. So, and I was thinking about it, and I don't actually have that many images that would be offensive, so I think I can at least maybe work on some pieces with you guys. Just not the whole thing. Obviously, I don't want to give the whole thing away because I know that one of the gals watches my channel, the other one not. I've said that before, and that's okay. I don't mind that, you know, the one doesn't. I'm very grateful that one does. I'm very grateful for everybody who spends their time watching me, and I appreciate it very, very much. I do appreciate it very much, and I just want you to know that sometimes I know my videos are chaotic, and it truly is how my brain works, and it's kind of how my life is, and I just really appreciate the support that you have and the kindness, the generosity that has been shown to me, and I don't think I say it enough, but I do want you to know how very, very much I appreciate it. I love interaction from you guys. I love the positive feedback from you. I just really, really appreciate how many of you actually do take your time to watch me. And I don't know if I say thank you enough. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.